out there? This your boy Big Bro Los coming at you from the Felons Ain't Failures Podcast. We're gonna do something a little different today. We try to bring awareness to what's going on in the world today. But first, let me introduce my brother. I got my boy Coach Chuck Los with me. This is my brother, bro.
Coach Chuck Los.
Did I did that one time before, didn't I? That's not the first time I did that. That is not the first time I did that. Okay, all right. Come on. All right, we good. Bro, get together. Straight.
What's happening, everybody? Yeah, this your boy Coach Chuck, and we want to welcome you to Felons Ain't Failures Podcast. We coming to you live and effect from the studio here in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. What's happening with you, bro?
What's going on, bro? We gonna talk a little something. I mean, we always come to everybody with all kind of information and self-help stuff. Today, we want to recognize some awareness. You know, September is Suicide Prevention Month. You know,
Ooh, that's a big one.
That's big, man. You know, but sometimes in our community, it don't get discussed.
Yeah.
You know, so I think just for a little bit today, we just want to talk to y'all and just kind of bring some things to your attention. You know, let you know what's going on. And the first thing we want to do is put some numbers out there for you. And you can dial 988, and 988 you can call, you can text, you can chat, and it's all confidential. You know, nothing comes out. But if you're feeling like you're going through something, you know, you're feeling uneasy, you feel like you're close to the edge and you want to talk, you can do that. This conversation is non-judgmental, and nobody knows anything what's going on but to the person you talk about. And we also had a phone number to it. It's 1-800-273-TALK. 1-800-273-TALK, or that's 8255. So feel free to call, you know. But we want to talk a little bit about what's going on, bro, you know, because it's a serious subject.
Yes, sir. And them numbers, you're going to see them. They're going to float somewhere down here for you to be able to get that information. But, yeah, it's like Neek, like we was talking earlier, Neek said a little minute ago, man, like it's so prevalent. When I was growing up, I don't even know if I ever even heard of. If I did hear suicide, it was an older, probably Caucasian person that we heard of. You know what I'm saying? That I would hear anything about somebody committing suicide. I don't think I ever knew of a suicide in my neighborhood, in my community.
Yeah, that's
you know, growing up back when life was real different.
That's
than what it is now.
And it's probably that stigma probably maybe stands so today, bro. I mean, just getting in the black community, you know,
So it's a stigma.
Yeah, I think so.
What's a stigma?
When somebody
you better not use that word. You ain't got no definition for it. Hey, y'all get on Big Bro Los in the comments by using these words that he can't even tell us what it means.
Real definition for it. But you know, just like when in the black community, people talk about something that, you know, we say that we don't do that. You know, black people don't commit suicide.
Neat, look up stigma on your phone so we can get a definition for it.
But what I found in some of my research, man, that it happens a lot in the black community. It happens a lot in the black community. And it just happens everywhere. You know, I read that globally, the United States ranks 5th in suicide.
Out of all the nations?
Out of all the nations, man. All the nations.
Is the United States a nation or country?
But I'm just out of everybody.
No, I'm asking.
Out of all the people. No,
it's a nation or country.
Yeah, see how you.
It look like we buying something today, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But you gonna have some real editing to do, bro.
Hey, leave it over there. Leave it real.
But
okay, see that? Real quick, let me throw this out there. Stigma, a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or person. A mark of disgrace. Disgrace.
Did you say that right?
Let's keep going. There you go. In the comments, somebody drop what the definition of stigma is, please.
So
we tired.
But and
laugh to do
regardless of how strong some of us think we are, you know what I mean? Because you know, it's easy to say what you never do. But me, and I'm pretty sure I can speak for my brother on this part, we would never be judgmental. We would never be judgmental. We can't never say just because we won't do something, you know, feel like somebody has to be strong where we strong, you know, or can handle things the way we handle things. Everybody is different. Everybody is different. I just think it's important that we understand that it really exists out there. You know, suicide is something that some people don't want to talk about, you know, and it's at the same time, it's something that unfortunately maybe some people have dealt with in their surroundings, in their family, maybe more than once, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I was looking at some things and I was researching some stuff, when I saw that, and I'm gonna read right here what it wrote. It says suicide rates for Black women and girls ages 15 to 24 have more than doubled the past 2 decades. But you know, and
15 to 24.
ages
Our
15
queens,
years old. Yeah, you
queens
know,
and
I
our
mean, these
princesses.
are young queens and princesses, man. You know, and it's just something that I never even thought about. You know, I mean, you just, I don't know. I may sound naive. I was like, I just don't think little Black girls killing themselves like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean, I hope I don't offend nobody by using the word killing like that. But it's out there, man, and it's so sad, you know, that it goes on like that. And I just wish it was something whatever we can find out to bring the awareness to it, you know, and let her know, everybody else out there know it's not just a myth. It goes on.
It's really happening. Yeah, this definitely is a very serious thing, and what we need out of y'all, because we just really want to use this to bring awareness. We definitely need y'all to get in the comments, and if anybody willing to talk about it, drop some points on it. You know, let's talk about it. We got the whole month of September, and we can take it into October and November if we got to. I made a post on my personal Facebook, bro, probably about a week and a half ago, just inviting anybody who's either, had to deal with a suicide or even tried to unalive themselves,
Right.
unsuccessfully. But I think that's successful that they didn't. If you're willing to come on the podcast and let's talk about it,
Okay.
let's share your story and spread some healing, or I don't know, whatever it may do, But just to even hear you talk about 15 to 24.
15 to 24, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Of our Black women,
Right.
Our mothers and
And,
future mothers.
and listen, people of all colors and all races commit suicide, you know, but we Black, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we definitely have to bring some awareness to the Black community. So now I'm gonna read something else to you that I found out too.
Okay.
Federal data shows that the suicide rate among Black youth ages 10 to 19, now it's not gonna be the same thing, 10 to 19 surpassed that of their white peers in 2022, increasing a total of 54%. The suicide rate increased for the Black youth ages 10 to 19, increased 54% since that time, compared to 17% decrease for the white youth.
Okay, now sum that up for me. You just gave me a lot just then.
Well, what these statistics are saying is that where the Black youth are killing themselves. I'm sorry, I just feel like
I think they say unaliving.
okay.
Is that a word they use? Unaliving?
Unaliving.
Yeah, use unaliving. So we'll
Unaliving
edit that
themselves. Yeah,
killing
I'm
out.
sorry if I offended anybody. Unaliving themselves. You know, the Black youth are doing that at a higher rate. Our rate is increasing, whereas to the Caucasian race, there's a slight decrease. You know, so what I saw when I was reading that also was it keeps going. You know, it just keeps going. You know, there was a small period a few years ago where the suicide rate kind of went down, but for years and years past and continuing, it goes up. It just increases.
And I wonder, bro, like what causes that? Do we blame technology and how technology has advanced and how it's put us in a world of information overload, a world of, even for our younger kids, exposure to things that aren't really real? You know what I'm saying? Is it a spirit? You know what I'm saying? Like what is it a trend?
I think no, that I definitely don't think it's that, bro. I just think, you know, one thing, you know, I'll be 58 in November, you know, so when I was coming up, obviously there was no social media, you know, there was not the word bullying, you know what I'm saying? We did not discuss, you didn't hear the words mental health, you know, not when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? So with how those words come about in today's society, you know, and anytime you bring awareness to something, or you talk about something a lot, it gets a lot of exposure. You know, and sometimes it's not always positive. You know what I'm saying? So when people start talking about mental health and that kind of stuff there, you know, and as we know how serious and important that is, you know, when some people see it, you know, and they instead of maybe understanding what they're going through, they kind of give into it, bro. You know what I'm saying? They say, you know what? I just found me a reason to do this. I just found me an excuse to do this. I just found me what they're talking about. I see some of the things that I'm going through, and now I can check out because of that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say it's just so many things that I didn't have to go through that that these people today are going through, and social media, man. There are some things that go on and that troubles everybody. The youth, the older people, whether don't matter what color you are or how old you are, you know, and it makes a difference. You know, unfortunately it can lead to some terrible things.
Yeah, you know, we treading real lightly with this. I got something. I don't really want to ask it. I'm not gonna go that far. But I do want to say this. I've learned that on one end, it's important to check on your people and make sure your people are okay.
Right.
I've also learned on the other end that people say they are okay, and they're really not okay.
Right.
You know, I remember an incident. I'm not gonna say this guy's name because I've had 2 incidents with suicide. One was just close as far as somebody that I met and known for about 8 years, and I had another one that was real close to me. But I'm not gonna say too much about it. But I do remember the first suicide that I had encountered, that I had to deal with from somebody who unalived themselves. I remember seeing a lot of signs. You know, and we used to tell this guy, and you know this guy, but you know, I wouldn't dare say his name because I wanted to contact his brother and see if I could really tell the story, but
Okay.
I thought I didn't want to
hold that right quick, bro. But when you say you saw the signs of maybe unaliving themselves, or you just saw signs of a struggle?
No, because I had never witnessed I even
You
experienced.
saw signs of a struggle.
Yeah, just sign of somebody not happy.
Okay.
Yeah, so this what I was getting at was that and we used to see, you know, like, and we used to tell the dude like, man, you know, let that girl go or whatever we felt like the situation was. We just knew, you know, we used to even tell him like, you know, man, go get you some counseling. Not joking, serious, but not in a supportive way, you know. So, and then it kind of found out one morning we get the call that somebody went by house to check on him and all that, and he had unalived himself. And for a period of a year.
That's the one me and you know, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, we know everybody involved, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so,
oh man, that broke my heart.
Over a period of a year, like we seen this dude not happy, and I think we was telling him to go get counseling, but I don't think we did it as in a supportive way. You know what I'm saying? Like after it, I thought about like, man, maybe I could have had more of a one-on-one talk with him and let him know, like, bro, are you okay? Things don't look okay. I go with you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking now, like, do we need to bear more the responsibility of being more supportive instead of just so informative? You know, how we tell people, you know, go to counselors, and when we see people not happy, do we take a position to be supportive in it? When you actually see and you can discern that this person is not in a happy place in their life.
But did you think you were not being supportive at that time? And the only reason I asked, bro, because after the fact, it's easy to think about what we could have done.
Because people think they're supportive, but when something supports something, it holds it up. Like just telling somebody, man, you might go talk to a counselor about that. That's just being informative. That's not being supportive. I think supportive is willing to play a role in the journey. Like a true support, like we talk about our felons when they need a support system. A lot of people think because you give somebody advice, that's not support. You just informing them on something.
Okay, but bro, I mean, and I agree with what you're saying because you just said it now, you know. But you went into a heavy depth about what support is, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody might not understand the depth of support.
That's why we're talking about it now.
Right, but I'm just saying, so somebody might have really felt like they were supporting that person at that time.
And they were just being informative.
Right.
Like we were with him.
Right.
And not saying that he would have opened up to me, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that would have changed his decision making, but I'm just, you know, aftermath, I'm thinking on the back end, like, if I ever notice somebody like that again, then maybe I won't be so informative. Maybe I try to be more supportive and offer to do certain things with them. If I really pick up something, have some serious one-on-one dialects with this person. You know what I'm saying? Some real serious one-on-one conversations. If I'm affected by what I see about their life.
I know, bro. But
And I'm just speculating.
no, you're right.
Because I don't know a whole lot about it. And I'm hoping
you're,
that as people watch it, that they'll start commenting, like even help guide us through this conversation.
You're right. But see, and this is. And it's good that we're talking about it, because this is what bothers me about that. What you just saying is because like, how do I know? I mean, how do I know the depth that this person is thinking about going? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
how strong does my support level need to be? I mean, am I giving enough support? You know what I mean? Am I giving enough? And real quick, let me tell you who the dude I used to be about suicide. Cause I beat my chest. I'm the king of the hill. I ain't gonna never do that. So when I hear somebody else saying it, I'm like, oh, if you want to do it, you do it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what turned me around to let me understand like how wrong I was and how misinformed I was, and how I wasn't paying attention to the right thing. When I saw that person who had that conversation, who, even sometimes they said it in anger, but they said it, bro. They said it, and I turned around and made it about me. You know what I'm saying? Be like me. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even listening to what they were saying. I wasn't paying attention to what they were saying. Thank God that person got better, and it didn't come to that, but it made me to realize that, hey, man, this thing is real, and you need to be a little more understanding, to what these people going through, because it's easy to say what you won't do, you know what I'm saying?
But there's some pain that people experience that, like, you and I have never felt.
Oh, my goodness.
For somebody to unalive themselves, to push them to the edge, that has to be a dark place. That has to be, I can't even describe it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, even when it comes to our audience, like, so how do we, like kind of like you say, how far do you go? Like, how, you know what I'm saying? How far do you go in your support? Because if it's something we're going to get a hold on, if it's something we're going to support each other on, as a community, we got to come together. That means first we got to start paying closer and better attention to one another. Definitely that. We can't be so caught up in the chase of life and the chase of things and the chase of success. You know what I'm saying? That we're not paying attention to the person right next to us that's drowning. You know what I'm saying? So I think even our call is, as a community, I always say, like for us, black people could never come together and do nothing. I think it's time. At this point, we prove that wrong for you to tell me that 15 and 24, like, that's crazy. About, I got 6 daughters, you know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That
I thought about my grandbabies, my 2 grandchildren.
And
girls.
We sit right here trying to figure out how we gonna get with such and such, and you know what I'm saying? And not really checking, but like now I look at a 15 and 24-year-old different. Now I'm like, even at the house with praying and stuff like that. Take that name out. Now I got to pay different attention when she's saying stuff. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. Now I got to listen different. I got to intently, listen to not understand even, but just to empathize. Being able to empathize with what these young girls go. I don't know, bro. I never would have thought that. I never would have thought that.
Well, and when we talked about how much support, how far we go, how deep we go with the support. Yeah. I think anytime, from now on, when we notice any kind of situation, obviously we might not know that it's going to lead to, suicide. Yeah. But if whatever we see the struggle in, give it all the support we can give it. Then we can't say that we give it enough, because we gave it everything that we can give it. Give it all the support we can give it,
And at the same time, if now we deal with our family, so if as a family, if we're paying attention to our family intently, then those of us who are just friends, we don't have to question how deep we go. We're almost just more of of a confirmation of the support they already get at home. You know what I'm saying? So even that, like, just so when you ask where it begins, I think it begins in your family. Because I tell people all the time when I talk to people, they want to be coaches. They want to be life coaches. And I tell them, well, before you coach somebody and before you try to charge somebody, coach one of your kids first. Practice on them. You know, so I think the focal point is that the family, we should be more focused on our family first. And that way, those who are outside the family, their support doesn't have to go as deep. Their support can just be added support, you know, from the support they already get. For, you know, so fathers and mothers, you know what I'm saying? We got to pay better attention to our kids and stop leaving them to make a lot of decisions for themselves.
Right, because suicide exists, you know, and again, we want to definitely bring awareness to it, you know, because we also want those out there who have thought it or who have considered it or who have even attempted it, you know, that if you can, you know, I'm it's probably extremely hard, but if you can find somebody to talk to, if you can call one of these numbers, you know, but I think that
And them numbers will be, they'll
we're
they'll
gonna put
come
the
across
numbers
the
in
screen
again.
again.
Because maybe sometimes they feel like no one cares, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if you're going through something and you feel like, or you done went through something traumatic, and you feel like your mama don't care,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, you know. I mean, I it just it breaks my heart to just see that somebody's struggling with something so deep that they don't even want to be here no more.
Yeah.
And not that they don't want to be here, but they're willing to leave people behind.
Yeah.
You know,
To deal with the decision
yeah,
they make.
to deal with the decision they make.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to. It just goes so far, man. I mean, but even though when it, I looked up the the youngest death of somebody that committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it was, bro?
10?
6.
Wow.
6 years old.
And it ain't even get started.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, but you know, and I don't know if I want to say what was that little child going through at 6 years old, but I more want to say what was that child not getting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm not placing blame on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we think we're doing enough, you know, when we need to probably be doing a lot more, you know. But again, it comes through communication. It comes through recognizing, you know, paying attention to what's going on, you know. But that child was hurting and looking for something and didn't get it, you know. And it just it baffles me, bro. You know, so my heart goes out to anybody that has to struggle with that and go through that, you know. But I just pray that they can just find a way to to get some kind of help on that, bro. You know?
And definitely, if there's anybody out there that would like to come on and talk about it, our floor is open.
And even if it's not, you know, it may be somebody you know that went through this, you know, be it you or somebody you know, but we would love to, you know, have some comments on it, you know, or come on in and talk to us, you know, because awareness is huge, and there's so many things that's going on now that can trigger that, you know, again with the social media, you know, with bullying, you know, with I saw how there was a high percentage of abusive relationships,
Mm-hmm.
you know, where that happens, you know, so I don't know, bro. I mean, I just want us to put it out there and let them know that hey, we recognize it, we understand that it exists, you know, and we gonna do what we can, you know, to put it out there on the platform and be like, hey, let's try and get these statistics and these numbers
Get them
down.
Get them down.
Get them down.
Yes, sir. And educate us. You know, if you're not willing to talk about it, but you got some education for us, our website gonna be at the bottom. FAFpodcast42.com. Contact us. Give us some education on it. You know what I'm saying? Give us some stuff. We'll come back and talk about it because although September is Suicide Awareness Month, September is not the only month we can talk about it. I'm willing if somebody say, hey, 3 months from now, I say, man, I want to come on and talk about my experience with it. We're going to book it. We're going to do it.
I read that like there's one suicide in every 11 minutes, bro. Yeah.
I mean, since the time we done been here,
Yeah.
it's been about 5 or 6 attempts.
It happens all over the world. All over the world.
those who pray for your city, pray for your children, pray
Yep.
for your community.
Yep.
But I think that's it.
Yeah,
I don't wanna
yeah.
get too
No,
much
we
into
good.
it.
I think we, again, we just wanted to put it out there, make awareness for it, and let you know that Fellas Ain't Failures podcast right here with you. We got your support. We got your back. And let's